Live from LaLa Land, welcome back. We are with Dr. Tony O'Donnell. That's right, Ireland's finest, and the founder of Radiant Greens, and of course, authored over 15 books.
Wow.
Say what?
One is a lot. 15 is
I
a
got
whole
another
lot.
one coming out.
Congratulations.
Mindful leadership.
Wow.
Teaching corporations, businesses, small business owners how to actually lead much more holistically and compassionately. That's a big issue in this country. This is why so many corporations are failing.
Yes.
New York Times, LA Times, today actually just talks about why corporations are not producing the types of products that you and I like to consume. Some of them are dangerous. There's some great products. We're looking for more gluten-free. We're looking for more healthy options, organic, free of pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides. And people are voting now. They really are voting with their pocketbook.
Really?
Yeah, Terry, they really are. You're
I have
looking at
yet
me
to vote with
suspiciously.
my pocketbook.
Oh, when it
I mean,
I'm
your
very
wallet.
bipartisan with my pocketbook.
Your pocketbook in Ireland means your wallet. Forgive me for that one.
Oh, good.
No, that's
So
what
I noticed a
did.
theme, of course, with all your work and your books is mindfulness.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what mindful means.
Mindfulness means being loving, being kind, being respectful, being honorable, living in integrity, doing things holistically, because the law of sowing and reaping says, who you are speaks so loudly, care not thou what thou sayest. And the law of attraction says we attract into our lives, Rob, there's people and circumstances that harmonize with our dominant thoughts. So every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you do something bad to someone, karmically, it's going to come back to bite you in all of the wrong places. So we know that karmically and energetically. So that's what mindfulness means. It means being respectful to the ladies, being respectful to a gentleman, being respectful to the elderly, being respectful and honorable to children, showing them the right way, doing things right. Because if a child sees you doing something wrong, the child's going to follow what you did. And if you chastise them, say, well, daddy did it, mommy did it. I hear children cussing all the time, and I said, where'd you learn that? My daddy says it all the time, so that's what they pick up.
Right.
So that's what mindfulness technically means, being in a state of love, honor, compassion, integrity, and spirituality and connection with the higher power, God,
Fantastic.
for me.
Yeah, I love
And the first part of that really is being mindful and respectful of yourself
True, yeah.
and your body.
2 out of 3 people, Jeslyn, have low levels of self-esteem. That means 85% of the U.S. population do not like themselves. We live in Hollyweird, as I call it, and everybody wants to change themselves. They want to look different. Just simply be, just who you are. You're beautiful the way you are.
Love that.
I know, it sounds so easy.
Yes, Terry.
It is, but it's a practice. I mean, it's
And that's what mindfulness is. It's a practice of actually working on yourself every single day. I lift weights, but I don't do extravagant heavy weights. I do push-ups, I do sit-ups, I do taekwondo, I juice, I cleanse, I detoxify. I spend a lot of time in prayer. And I really feel so much better and so connected. And we live in Los Angeles. It's very hyper. As you know, there's a lot of traffic here. And so we have to find a way to really connect with spirit. And when you connect with spirit, you don't have to reach for the drugs. And this is why we have a problem in this country. This is why you see so many shootings across the country. This is why you see people acting out. I'm a clinical psychologist, PhD. I see people unable to cope. And when one is unable to cope, they act out.
Fantastic.
And breathing.
Yes.
Terry. So this helps as well, being slow and being soft and gentle. But there's nothing like prayer. I can tell you that really works. My mother was an incredible prayer back in my native Ireland. I'm from a family of 11. And she taught us all how to pray. We rejected a lot of that as kids growing up. And now that my late mom and dad were married for 50 years, God bless them, they taught me about really connecting with spirit and connecting with God. And now that they're gone, I actually do more prayer.
Right.
And I find that I'm more centered, I'm more relaxed. I have less anxiety, because this is an anxiety town. It really is. If you're an actor and you're trying to get a job, it's a difficult town if you get rejection. What do you do when you're rejected over and over and over? You reach for drugs, you reach for alcohol, you do things that are not conducive to being mindful.
You should really just reach for a good book,
Yeah.
right?
I love the title, The Mindful Millionaire, because if I can be a millionaire by being loving and mindful of other people.
You can. You can.
Amazing. Best of both worlds.
Legacy.
Yeah. Your legacy, right?
Sign me up.
I came here with $500, and never, not to be boastful, I have a lot of property and I've been very successful, a lot of infomercials on television. I just signed a major multi-million-dollar contract with the shopping networks. And so these things don't happen, they don't happen by chance. They happen by creating opportunities for other people and putting the right message out into the world, and also creating, because of the law of attraction, as I said, we attract those people into our lives that actually help us and take us to a whole new level. So if you're not doing that internally, then it's not going to happen externally. I don't care who you are, but you got to do it from a position of love.
When you came here with $500, what was the first time you really realized that you were mindfully manifesting the life and the success you wanted?
That's a great question. Someone came into an office. I was working illegally. I'm not supposed to say that, but I was working illegally when I first came here. I should say I didn't have my immigration papers. It wasn't illegal, but I didn't have my full immigration papers. I came on holiday. And a guy gave me a book called Unlimited Power from the great, amazing friend of mine, Tony Robbins. And I thought, wow, this is an interesting book. See, I had the drive, and most people do, Jeslyn, but I had the determination, but I didn't have the know-how. So I went to all the seminars. I started taking all the classes and all the courses. And then, of course, I started writing my own stuff. So if you're filling your mind, and by the way, I turned my car into a university on wheels. I got my PhD in self-development. I didn't listen to anything negative news, negative people. So I just started listening to CDs over and over and over and over. And then I became the message. And then the opportunities start to show up, and they will show up. For sure, they will show up.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for all of the light you brought to us in the books and your Radiant Greens. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
RadiantGreens.com. RadiantGreens.com. That's my website. And my radio show, of course, I'm on national radio. I'm syndicated on radio. And you'll find me on Evine Shopping Network next month. Every month for 6 hours, 50 hours.
Oh,
Wow. Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Tony,
so I'm blessed. Thanks to the wonderful people at Evine. They're just absolutely incredible. So I'm excited. And thank you guys. The best show by far. I love being here. Energetically, it is the best show, for sure.
We really do
For sure,
appreciate
for sure.
that. Thank you, Dr. Tony.
Love
Stay
to see
tuned.
you.
We're back with more on Good Morning La La Land.